Well, it's finally time to do some trenching because I got to get that 3-inch conduit down in the ground from the power company's pole to the corner of the shop. That way we finally have some juice out there. Now this has been kind of a huge nightmare from the beginning. Here in Kansas, you have to dial 1-800-DIG-SAFE or 811 to have all the local utilities flagged or marked in your yard before you can dig, which I did, and it usually takes 2 to 3 days. But you know, for me, it took over 2 weeks. We called them. They didn't respond, called them again, they pulled another ticket. Again, they didn't respond. The third ticket, they actually came out and marked my neighbor's yard to the north of me, so it's, I don't know. They finally came out yesterday, finished it up after a couple complaints, so I called over to the local rental shop and said, hey, I need a walk behind trencher, and they said, of course, they'd checked them all out for the weekend so far, but they did have this brand new diesel dingo, and they said, hey, we'll just throw this trencher attachment on there and we won't charge you any more money. So I've run the dingo before, I've never trenched in my life, so this is probably gonna be dangerous, but I figure I'll play with it tonight, get after it tomorrow. But the big question is, if I hit gas, do you dial 911 or 811 first? I just figure I'll call 911 if I'm still alive and go from there, so see what happens. So quick tip for any of you guys that'll be doing your own excavation projects. Even though you did the right thing and called the local utilities, had them mark, paint, and flag everything, still go through and take photographs or a video of everything that they marked, just in case you do hit something. You know, if you can't prove that they didn't mark it, a lot of times they're gonna push back on you because a lot of the excavation, the paint lines and stuff get covered up. And that happened to me years back when we built our 24x24. We hit the main service line with the trencher. Luckily, we didn't kill my concrete guy when it happened, but they blamed me. But luckily, I had gone through with one of those disposable cameras and taken some pictures, so I quickly rushed to the local Walmart to the 1-hour photo developer, had those printed off, came back to the house, and I could prove that they had completely mismarked the yard and they had to take care of it. So it's kind of a CYA on your part, so just do it. Okay, so I fiddled with this thing for about 45 seconds, so I pretty much think I'm an expert on it. But before I go through and start the trenching, I want to go through and get me a nice straight line. That way I have something to follow when we're cutting into the ground. I'm not good at straightness, so if you guys have one of these paint marking wands, they work pretty good. You just put the wheel on the ground and shoot the orange. But make sure you take those photos and videos first, that way they aren't confused by all this added paint that you're actually putting down, or use fluorescent green or some other non-utility color. So I'm gonna go do that now. So one of the main reasons this is going so slow is about 18 inches I run into shale rock the size of dinner plates. So yeah, this is not going so fast. So I'm glad I got the dingo. It's got a lot of power, but slow. Alrighty, so I'm about 100 foot deep, so not deep, 100 foot in length so far, and don't mind that wonky line. Not the straightest thing. I had to tried to turn this thing a little bit so I could line up with the pole, but I don't know, this dingo's okay. I think a walk behind trencher would be much better. This auger reel really sucks. It just pulls all this dirt right in front of the tracks, and then I'm dragging the pump and I can't move. All I do is spin. So I don't know, if you're gonna trench, probably just get a walk behind or get a good tractor that's got the power to do it. Figure another hour and I'll be done, as long as I don't hit the main service line to the house and kill myself. So keep going. Anybody out there like me where you tend to lose your sunglasses all the time? I swore I took them off so I could reach my arm down into the trench so I wouldn't scratch them. I don't know. I found them laying over here in the yard. Well, actually, I think Penny found them next to the trench and decided she likes the flavor of Oakley's and just ruined them. So if anybody's looking for a good pit bull boxer mix, I might have one for sale real soon. Well, it took me about 5 hours, but I am done with the trencher. So I've got another, 4 feet on this side of the fence to do. Just got to do it by hand because the power line's there and AT&T, the cable line's hanging on the fence because we hit it when we built the shop, so I just had them leave it above ground. But using the pickaxe thing, that's terrible. And I got about another 5 feet to do along the shop, so I don't know, my back's killing me. I'm gonna go have an adult drink and call it a day. Hello, kid. So if you guys have never trenched using a pickaxe before, I highly recommend that you don't, because it's absolutely miserable. You know, what I was able to do in 5 hours with that trencher, getting about 120 feet, it's taken me 3 days to get the remaining 10. Those last 5 next to the shop where the trencher wouldn't fit, I hit shale at 12 inches and then again about 18, and it is just slow as molasses. And then other side of the property, I had to deal with the neighbor sprinkler line, 2 cable lines, the AT&T line and the main service to the house, and about 6 million tree roots from that 40-year-old maple back there. So luckily we caught some 70s or upper 70s for a couple days, but it's still just absolutely sucky. So I've got all my conduit laid out. I just need to go through and prime it, glue it, and start dropping it down into the trench. But if you guys got some small yard projects or drainage projects around your property and you need a cheap alternative to Schedule 40 piping, look on Marketplace and see if you can find something that looks like this. Now this yellow plastic wrap, this is wrapping for cotton bales on a farm. John Deere makes this stuff, but the reel that this plastic's wrapped around measures out to be the exact same dimensions as Schedule 40 pipe. So $8 a piece, $68 a piece at your home stores. Now I'm not saying I'm using that, but every piece of this pipe I got is brand new off of Marketplace, but I didn't spend more than $20 on any of it. So I saved just over $1,000 on the conduit alone. So if you got time, do a little homework and see what you can't stockpile up. Well, the trench is officially done. I have like 4 million blisters, my back hurts, and it's finally time to start gluing and laying this conduit down in the hole. So neighbor's gonna come over, help me get this done tonight, and then we can start putting some dirt on it. So my neighbor Sean and I, we got everything glued, put together, and dropped down in the trench. Got my 2 little helpers here, filling the trench back up for me with a hand hose, so this should take 2 weeks. How much you guys charge me to fill this up?
Oh, $100.
$100? That's not bad. How about you?
To go to Chicken and Pickle.
You want to go to Chicken and Pickle?
Yeah, I would rather go.
That sounds
I
like
would rather go to Chicken and Pickle.
that sounds like a good payment. So let's keep working, and maybe I'll take you to Chicken and Pickle.
Hey, watch what I can do.
Well, that's going to do it for today's episode, and I was truly surprised that I didn't injure myself with the trencher, so I'll take that as a win. We were able to go through and get a 120-foot hole cut in the ground, get the conduit glued and back in the hole with the help of my neighbor, and even the kiddos helped me out for about 45 seconds of backfilling the trench. Well, next time we're going to go through and start the preliminary wiring to the shop, which I'm super excited about because it's been almost a year since we built the garage and still no electricity. If you guys haven't, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you come back next time because I might electrocute myself. You never know. Well, I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.